right now.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Reality Right After. I am Wellington Gomez, editor in chief of the Reality Rundown. Today, you are joining me for a special interview. I have my super co host here. Vicky, how are you?
I'm good. I'm so excited.
Hi, Katie Ann.
Hi.
So, without further ado, let's just get this thing going. Welcome, Alexis, to the interview. Hi, Alexis.
Hello, how are you guys doing?
Good,
Good.
good.
Happy to have you.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Thank you so much for joining us. Everybody, listen, we were watching Selling Tampa and we were like, we need to get the Selling Tampa girls on the show because the show gave us everything we needed and it was so refreshing. So refreshing. So I want to get straight into it. How was your first experience? Is this your first experience in reality TV?
This is
So how was it? How was your first experience? Tell us about it.
honestly, it was fun, right?
Fun.
Just the energy from like showing up, filming every day, being around, other realtors. It was a nice time. I really truly enjoyed the process. And to be honest, I kind of miss it, right? It's like
Right.
it's so intense and there's a lot going on, keeps you
Yeah.
super busy, but I do miss it.
Right, right. No, I honestly I can only imagine what it is to film a show. We know that you had some issues managing in the show, managing your career at Allure and also your home life and everything that you had going on at home. Tell us about like what it was managing that.
Um, that's a good question. I'm still managing it, still trying to figure it out, right? Life is tough as it is. I'm sure you all know. Still figuring it out literally as the day goes by. But honestly, just trying to balance out my schedule, my fiance's schedule, my son's schedule. It was a lot.
Right.
I mean, no excuse, obviously. Everybody has a busy schedule. But as far as my fiance, he had a trucking business going on and trying to be there for his stuff and help him run his business kind of took away from me being able to run for mine. Right. And then
Right.
my son, all his sports. It was a lot at one time.
I can only imagine. I can only imagine. Well, let's talk about something more fun.
Yeah.
And I don't think for you it might be fun, but for us watching it as viewers, it was definitely super fun to watch.
I know where this is going.
You and Tanil kind of bumped heads during the show. We actually have a clip. Let's take a look.
This
Okay.
is beautiful.
Yes, very.
Oh,
Look at this dog.
this view at nighttime, I bet you this is beautiful. Everything's lit up at nighttime when it's
I
actually
am so
beautiful.
excited to
Me
try to
too.
find her a buyer.
I definitely see a lot of clients coming and being interested in this property.
We're gonna take this back to the team and see if they have some buyers. But where's your buyers?
Honey, I got plenty of
Are you
buyers.
sure?
I'm positive. I know
Okay.
there's several people that are gonna love this. It might not be exactly what they're looking for
Are
with
they
her
They
personality,
have
but they
verifiable funds?
absolutely, honey.
Because we don't have time to play here.
we don't.
Alexis tries to act like she knows it all, but I don't know if Alexis can deliver a buyer for a doghouse.
Okay, the
Big
proof is in the
bank say little
pudding.
bank. May the best agent win.
We'll see, honey.
We'll see.
Let's see.
Cheers.
Oh my god.
The shade, right?
The
The shade.
shade of it all. Tell us, Alexis, what was the issue with you and Tanil while you guys were filming? Where did this come from?
Okay, so originally we worked together once before, and I showed several houses for her. And during those times, her buyers did go under contract, but when it came time to paying me my commission, she didn't actually want to pay me what she actually owed me. So that's kind of where it all stemmed from, right?
Got it.
So I feel like that's where some of the shade kind of got brought into the equation. Very shady.
Right.
Definitely insinuating that I didn't have anybody, but how does she know, right?
Right. That was kind of like my and we're gonna have her on the show later on, actually next week. So we're gonna ask her side of the story. But that was kind of my thing. Like, are you guys in the know of your own clients? Like, did she know that you didn't have any?
No, there's no way for her to know because she doesn't know who I'm working with, right? As a realtor, if you was a realtor, I don't know who you'd be bringing to the table. I have no idea until you actually bring them to the table and I see the proof of funds or the approval or whatever. There's just no way to know.
Right. And I know that your relationship with Cheryl was like you know, also something that was very bumpy during the season, towards the end. How are you and Cheryl now?
Um, I mean, I feel like we're adults, right? So at the end of the day, I'm always going to be classy. I'm always going to be kind. I'm always going to be the bigger and better person. There's no hard feelings, right? I understand why she had to make the decision that she needed to make. So I think on my end, I've kind of moved forward. When I see her, hi, how are you? I hope all is well. And that's kind of how it should be.
Right,
Do you
right.
see yourself working at Allure again? Do you see yourself rekindling those relationships and jumping back into the real estate world with those girls?
Um, that's a really good question. I feel like we'll just have to kind of see what the future holds, right? As of right now, I'm in a really good space. I feel very confident. I feel very healthy. I
Mhm.
feel like I'm in a good space, but I can't say yay or nay because I just don't know what the future holds.
Right.
Yeah.
But you seem to have really kicked it off with Aunt Sophie. Are you guys still friends?
We are.
Oh, that's
Okay.
awesome. So give yourself your top two moments from this season.
Oh, that's a good one. For me, I would have to say, and I know this probably sounds weird, right? But watching myself kind of fail in a moment, I think was one of the best things that I could have witnessed
Absolutely.
because it was almost like fuel to my fire, right? It
Right.
was nice to see myself in that light and kind of grow from it. Really try to rekindle like, okay, Alexis, like switch gears. How can I change from this? What can I learn from this situation? And to me, that's why I would definitely have to say failing was one of the biggest successes that I could have asked for.
Great. And are there any projects you're currently working on?
Yes, actually, I'm under contract right now. Yesterday, actually.
Congratulations.
Yay.
Period.
Thank you. Thank you. I mean, it is hard work, right? Real estate's not easy. It's not something that you can just go to bed and have it figured out. There's so much to learn, and I'm still learning every day. You know, there's a lot, but it's
Yeah.
fun. It's a challenge. And one, I do like a challenge. And two, this is what I love to do. I love to work with buyers. I love to help people. That's just kind of like in my nature. So I'm doing something that I love to do. So I'm now channeling the energy and putting, you know, the energy that needs to be put into it to figure how I can be a better realtor.
And that's the what's most important. Like you doing what you love. I think that that's the biggest lesson for anybody watching, for all of the viewers that watch you this season, is if you really love something, even if it takes you longer than usual, still go for it and still do it, you know?
Absolutely.
We have a game coming up. Katie, and take it away.
Oh,
Yes. So you
gosh.
say you're under contract right now.
Yes.
And we have a little game for you. It's called Hire or Fire. So who from the real estate agency would you hire or fire if you had your own real estate company?
Ooh, okay. So definitely I would hire Rena for sure,
Okay.
Joanna, Colony, and Carla. I would honestly hire everybody, even Cheryl. I mean, I know that's no fun. I know you guys want to hear like the
No, we
craziness,
want
right?
to hear the truth. So if
But
that's what
I
you
would
feel,
rather be honest. These are all phenomenal women, right? They're all go-getters. They work extremely hard. And if I had to build a team, I would build this one.
right, right. That is honestly, even if it's not shady, I love the answer because it's generally you.
It
Yes.
is. I'm not a shady person. I mean, I can be. Don't get me wrong. I pop off
Oh,
from
we
time to
saw.
time too now.
We saw.
But for the most part, I mean, they're a wonderful group of women, and I honestly I wouldn't want to have done it with anybody else. They've taught me so much along the way. So it's been nice being able to work alongside them. So I'm thankful.
And it
Let's
just shows all the unity that's going on, even outside of the show and everything that's been, the little tense situations. It's amazing to know that you will still hire everyone.
I would literally. There's not one person, even Tanil, y'all. We've had our moments. We've called each other out our names, but she's still a go-getter. She still gets the job done, and that is what you want on your team.
So I wanted to talk about like to give the viewers more of an inside, I guess, backstage view to the show. how often do you guys work together? I know the scenes when you guys are in the office and you guys are coming in and Cheryl is coming in and you guys are getting ready for your morning meetings. Like, how often do you guys do that? Because I was hearing online that sometimes Cheryl is not always in the office. That she's because she has I know she has another office, so she goes back and forth.
Mhm.
How's your relationship with the other ladies during like actual work?
It's really good. I mean, they're very informative, right? We all help each other. I could literally call any of them right now and say, hey, like, I need help on this deal. I need help. I don't know what paper to sign or, whatever the case may be. I could call anyone and they would be there for me.
Got it.
And one thing I also super enjoyed about watching the show, that even when there was competition, it didn't get so nasty where it was hard for us to watch, because it's like really nice to see Black women be united
Mhm.
and represent us super well and do super well on a TV platform like Netflix, And I truly enjoyed that, because there were parts in there where I did see them help you out or offer to help you out. And sometimes it's a little tough in our career fields and we have our downs, but it's nice to know that you still feel like you could reach out to them.
No, no, for sure. I think that's extremely important. And I've worked for a broker before who didn't help me. I could reach out to her and she didn't make the time for me. She would, sorry, I'm busy right now. You'll have to ask somebody else. And that is tough, right? Because when you're new and you're eager to learn something and the person that you're reaching out to isn't helping you, you're not going to last long on that team, especially in real estate, because there's so much information and you're dealing with people and their livelihood, right? Their money. These are big purchases. So you want to be on point. You need someone you can turn to and ask a question and actually get an answer pretty quickly.
Right.
That's beautiful. I wanted to talk a little bit or dive in a little bit about your reality TV experience overall and how that
Hmm.
kind of affected your day-to-day life. And I know I see you being a super mom and your son is, and I wanted to know if it affected him seeing mom on TV and kind of what that transition was like for your personal life and then just your everyday life now that you're breaking into reality TV.
Definitely different. It was a lot to balance out. As far as my son, he's so supportive, right? My son is like, "Oh my God, mom, like you did so good," or,
Oh,
he's amazing. I mean, he honestly is. He's like my number one little supporter. Um, I
He
think
looks
he
just
handled.
like you.
He does. He's like my little mini me. Literally, we have the same personality, everything. He's awesome. But I think that he took it very well. I don't think it was something that he was like, "Mom, you're on TV." It wasn't, it didn't hit him like that. I don't raise him that way. I wasn't raised that way. So he was pretty easy going. I can say he gets a little frustrated, like if I've got, one of my sellers calling or a buyer or something, and he's like,
mhm.
"Mom, like this is my time," or "Mom, like I've got soccer practice or baseball or whatever. Can you focus on me?" Like he kind of gets a little jealous. It's kind of cute, but I'm like, "But Jordan, you have to understand, like this is my job, right? I have to talk to them." And so he'll catch a little attitude, but he gets over it. He understands.
That's beautiful.
And what's any advice that you give to any mom that's, juggling career and being a mom? How would you like give an advice to them to how to handle both at the same time?
It's not easy. I feel like it can be done. I think it takes the most communication, right? Explain to your child why or what you're doing or how you're doing it or how it could benefit them. And I feel like when you start talking in real life to them, they start understanding more. For me, especially with my child, I try to use comparisons. Okay, well, in order to do this, you need this. Or in order to do that, you have to make that, right? So I try to kind of combine everything to make him understand. I like to use terminology for him because he loves football. He loves sports, baseball, everything. So I compare everything to sports because that's where his heart is. And that for me helps a lot. Um, I guess the best advice I could give is just, it's hard, but figure it out. Communicate with your family, let them know your
Yeah.
goals, let them know what you're trying to do in life, and help them understand that they'll eventually have to make the same decisions when they have their own family.
Right. Right. You're absolutely right. I think it takes a village to run any lifestyle, and especially when you're, full into your career, and also like two jobs. Like being a realtor is one thing, but also doing it while you're filming, where you have like a crew of 20 people in front of you filming every conversation. Like that's a lot. I can only imagine like the day to day of feeling that camera light heat on you all the time. Like it's a lot. So
It is a
I
lot.
I was wondering because, of course, we know prior to Selling Tampa, we had Selling Sunset on Netflix, which was a
Hmm.
hit. And when I saw, first of all, the trailer, the little teaser that they did with throwing the key and then you guys walking in,
Fire.
that was fire. Like, I was like, oh my God, what is going on? Like, I need this now.
Yes.
It was so good. Did you talk to any of the ladies from Selling Sunset? Any advice? Anything came from that franchise? Or are you guys totally separate? I see some interactions on social.
For the most part, we're totally separate.
Okay.
They run California, we run Florida, right?
Right.
But they're all amazing. They're kind of like our sister group. I'm sure I haven't personally, but I'm sure if we ever reached out to one of them, I'm sure they would be more than willing to give us advice or help us in any way that they could. They're all super, super sweet.
Yeah, yeah. I saw some of your castmates on social media interacting with some of them. So that's where I got that question. I'm like, oh, it's nice that seeing that cross franchise relationships with, because at the end of the day, you're all making money. So learn
Yeah,
from each other, right?
right.
Uh
We did get to meet some of them in California.
okay.
We had a little trip. We did, some of them we got to meet. Some of them weren't at the dinner, but some of them were. It was nice. Like I said, they're all really nice, but they run California, rerun Florida.
Period. Period.
Period,
So
right?
we have another game. Ricky, take it away.
So this is a fun game, and I'm gonna sit this one out because I know all the answers. I looked it up, but all you guys are gonna play. So I looked at, since we're in the realm of real estate, I pulled a bunch of like quirky, like unknown real estate facts. I'm gonna see if you guys can guess true or false.
Oh Lord, y'all would try to pull something off y'all's
Ah!
game.
Listen, we all playing though. We all playing.
All right, let's see.
Okay, you guys ready?
Yes.
So the first question is: are brass doorknobs cleaner and healthier? True or false?
Ooh. I
I say
have no idea. I'm gonna say true.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you, Alexis. I think true.
I'm gonna say false.
It's actually true. Giving
Yes.
doorknobs is cleaner and healthier for your daily touching of the doorknob.
That's good. to know.
Actually true.
Look at y'all teaching me some stuff,
Period. Anything on reality right after.
right?
Okay. 90% of the world's millionaires do not become rich off of real estate. True or false?
Ooh,
That's false.
that's false.
Ooh, false.
Real estate is
It's
a big,
false.
big
Yeah.
deal.
Ah,
All the rich people I know all own properties.
Yeah, literally.
The world's millionaires got their millions from real estate. So that is indeed a false. Okay. The color of your door might increase the value of your home or decrease it.
Wait, question. Front door, bedroom door?
Front
What?
door.
I would say it could decrease it for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I would say true.
I would say true too.
Only because I watched Disney Channel and they had this special where they had different colored doors and they said you should have a red door to show wealth and happiness and all of that. But
It actually is true. The color of your front door matters. So.
It does. Well, think about it. I mean, if you had a hot pink door, nothing against a hot pink door,
Right, right.
it's not going to look
just
as
not-
appealing
It's not
as
a vibe.
a
Right.
red door or a black door. So
Right.
Because it's giving cat lady. Right?
exactly.
I have staged homes sell 25% slower than non-stage homes. True or false?
False.
That is false. See, you know the stuff.
Yeah. Acting like she don't know the answer.
Well, I just never know what y'all gonna ask now.
You
Okay,
got the last one?
yeah, I got the last one. 79% of Americans consider owning a home as one of their greatest goals to achieve.
True.
True.
That is
That's
true.
very true. That's a
That's
huge
everybody's goal.
right.
Right,
Who doesn't want to own a home?
right,
I want
right.
to I want to own a home. I just don't want to have to maintenance said owned home.
I
That's
can
one of
understand
the hardest
that.
part.
But that's why you can budget to hire a company, right? You don't want to
Right.
cut your grass. Okay, budget in to have somebody come and do it for you.
Right.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask to all of the girls at home that right now are watching and watched you on your show and they're thinking of going into real estate or just somehow doing that as a side hustle, as a main hustle. What is some advice? How can someone that is right now at home
Mhm.
can get into this business?
Definitely find a good school. Once you find your school and you actually pass your state exam, I highly encourage everybody to go to a teaching brokerage, right? You want someone who is going to walk you through, kind of hold your hand at first, because again, there's so much to learn. And without that knowledge, I'm not saying that you can't be successful, because you can, but it makes it 10 times easier when you have a mentor or somebody guiding you through the way.
Right.
That's in my opinion, right? That's a really important step, because without it, you're kind of forced to find it out on your own. And some people learn that way. Some people can be pushed out of the nest and just go figure it out. But then some people kind of need their hand held a little bit and kind of, hey, teach me this, teach me that. Because again, there's a lot of ins and outs. And it can be done. I highly encourage people who love to work with people. For me, I love going to show properties. That's probably one of my favorite things to do. But again, I like to help people. So I I gain joy from being around people and helping them make a purchase that one day could eventually be their biggest purchase. That's joyful to me. So if that's something that you see yourself doing, do it.
Right.
Again, just make sure you go to someone, or even if you start a brokerage and you feel like the broker isn't helping you, find somebody on the team that's willing to help you. Find someone who knows what they're doing, they understand contracts, and they're going to sit there and help you through the whole thing, because there's a lot.
Well, and then I thought that was a great question, because I see on social media, everyone after they watched your show was like, I know more about real estate now. And I truly enjoyed the reaction I saw from social media in regards of Selling Tampa. How do you feel about the reaction you girls have gotten since the show aired?
Honestly, I have seen nothing but great love and support, right? There are so many people that have, especially for me, oh my gosh, don't give up, keep pushing, keep going. And that's what I like to see as a union. Like you said, everybody kind of coming together and pushing us all along, because we all have days, right? We all have bad days, we have good days. It's important to not look for someone else to help you, but it's nice to hear kind words. It's nice to see that. So I have appreciated the feedback that has just been so positive. As far as the negativity, honestly, I mean, who's really paying attention to that?
Period.
I know
Period.
DJ Envy got on his show and made some unfortunate comments about what he felt like reality TV was doing in the real estate market. Did you get a chance to hear that?
I did. And, again, I'm not really sure what show he was watching, because there definitely was some homes that were sold.
Right.
But I respect his opinion, but I do think that he should have maybe watched a little deeper. Maybe he needed to rewatch it to get more insight from the show. Because sometimes if you watch things 2 times, then
Right.
Yeah,
what
it
you
was
missed the first time, you get it the second time.
it was given snippet. It was given he saw a little snippet, but
Right.
Just a little bit. But that's okay. Hopefully that inspired him to go back and actually watch, the entire show, or more than just the pieces that he clearly watched, right? I do understand what he was saying, but again, this is our first season, right? He was comparing us to
Selling Sunset.
Selling Sunset, that they're on their 5th. So
Right.
you can't compare that, So again, I just think he needs to kind of go back and rewatch their show, our show, and then understand that we're two different entities, right? Like they're them, we're us.
Right.
I don't
Also,
think we were trying to be the same.
right. And I think that that was clear to me as a viewer from the beginning of the show, hearing Cheryl saying that Allure is trying to break into the luxury space.
Exactly.
And even though you guys were selling luxury homes, you guys were still new to selling in the luxury home space, and you guys were making a names out of yourself. So I think it's kind of unfair to even compare you to a company that's already years and
Established.
years in the luxury space and say that you guys are not the same, when in reality, of course, we're both at different levels. And but it's not to knock every, you know what I'm saying? It was kind
And
of like,
For sure.
it's unfair for another reason that I won't say, but there's clear differences between the two shows, and so we're going to leave it at.
right. I
We're
mean,
gonna
no,
leave it at that.
let's we can talk about it, because it's kind of it irks to
Yeah.
see, you know, what it takes to be a professional, and what it takes to be a professional on camera, and still be compared to our white counterparts. It doesn't make sense to me. That didn't fly with me at all.
Exactly, because not to compare, but on Selling Sunset, they had a long list of people that they could reach out to do this, do that. Their budgets were even different on the ads they were putting out, everything in that nature. And there were people on even that show that didn't sell certain homes or had a harder time selling certain things. And I think it's unfair, to say the least, to judge you guys so much or to be so harsh, especially if it's coming from our own community. You know, support or keep it pushing.
Right. Great. Well, I just hope that this, kind of makes people want to watch our first season again. Right. And learn from us, right? Learn, especially for me, learn from mistakes that I made, or learn from, there's so many girls to learn from. So just watch it again and just be positive, right? I mean, life's too short to be nasty and negative and disrespectful to people. So moving on from that negative comment.
Right. Talking about positivity, let's get into season 2. What can you tell us? Have you guys been filming? Have you had any word? Did you get a contract? Like, tell us everything.
I wish that I could tell you so much of what you want to hear, but as of right now, there's nothing to tell. You'll just have to stay tuned.
Oh Lord, nothing. Not like not. I heard.
Not even a sip.
Not even a sip. There's not much that I really can say. I mean, I know the world is asking. I think every day I get at least asked, I don't know, 5 times, when is season 2? When is season 2?
Right.
Hopefully, Netflix is listening and they're watching, but we'll have to all stay tuned.
I think they're listening, and being at number 1 did not like that made impact. Ricky, you have something?
Yeah, I was gonna say, hopefully we get to see you across the screen, girl. Can't wait.
Just have to stay tuned.
Well, Alexis, thank you so much for being on Reality Right After. We thank you so much. We loved the show. We loved you on the show. You were an imperative part. And thank you so much for being a part of this. Guys, thank you so much for being with us today. Ricky, Katie, and if you want to know more about Reality Right After, make sure you go to YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook, where we go live every Wednesday with new interviews, new shows, recaps, all of it. Thank you so much, guys. Have a good weekend.
Oh, thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it. Have
Bye,
a good night.
Alexis.
Of course.